Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to look at a couple of new Rapid Strike Pokemon. We've got a new Tapu Fini, and it's been a few minutes since we had a new Tapu Fini. And we've got a new Zebstrika, and I'm a man who has loved Zebstrika in the past. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, there is a new Zebstrika, and this new Zebstrika looks so good. In fact, why don't we start off having a little bit of a look at this particular Zebstrika. Now, I should mention that our translations come from the lovely Antoine Boulet, one of our very favourite people here over at PTCG Radio Towers. For all you know, I am recording this in an actual tower, and you can't prove otherwise, unless you're outside my house, which is genuinely a little bit weird, and, yeah, please don't. So Zebstrika then, what have we got? 120 HP is bad. It's always been, there's been a 120-130 split, a lot of Pokemon hit 120, but it looks like Rapid Strike Urshifu is shaping up to be one of the best decks in the format, and that hits 120 to 2 Pokemon, which means this is easily KO'd on the bench, which is not good. We do have a nice low retreat cost of 1, which is nice, and we're weak to fighting here, which isn't ideal, but honestly, with 120 HP, most of the Pokemon that want to hit you will already hit you, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. And you are a lightning Pokemon. There's nothing huge at the moment you're hitting for weakness. I mean, Inteleon V Max is probably the best. No, actually, having said that, Cramorant V Max looks like it might actually genuinely be a little bit legitimate, so, and even if it's not, regular Cramorant sees a bunch of play, so yeah, it's not actually a terrible weakness to be hitting. I'll take it back. It's pretty good. And you are a Rapid Strike Pokemon, although honestly, yeah, the best thing about Rapid Strike Pokemon is Rapid Strike Energy, but the problem is that you don't actually pay Lightning with Rapid Strike Energy. You only pay Water and Fighting, which is actually kind of annoying. Or maybe not, we'll get there in a moment. First attack here, 1 Colorless Energy, 30 damage. If any of your other Rapid Strike Pokemon used an attack during your previous turn, this attack does 90 more damage. And I love this. I absolutely love it. Because there's a few things going on here. Firstly, it is a Stage 1 Pokemon single colorless energy, which means in terms of tech ability and fitting it into decks, this is really straightforward and really easy and really nice and really lovely and good, and we like it. But also, it's a different weakness to be hitting, which means that you can fit this in super easily, and you're hitting 120, but you're hitting 120 as a lightning Pokemon. Sure, you're not going to get Cramorant V Max, but you'll do 240 damage, which is not insignificant, and you will get Cramorant V. And to be honest with you, as long as you can hit for like 80 damage, then you can come in and finish off a Cramorant with Zebstrika, and I think that's very, very cool. This is why I love Zebstrika. It is a single energy lightning attacker in a Rapid Strike deck. And I think if you want to make a full-on Rapid Strike deck, this works. And I've got to go back for the moment to Malamar. I think I'm going to talk more about this over the next couple of weeks when I get a minute. I think, and the lovely Antoine Boulet did tell me this, and I think I'm in agreement, I have been underrating this Malamar. For anyone that's forgotten, for 1 Psychic Energy, you show your opponent as many Rapid Strike cards in your hand as you like, you put them back into your deck, and you do 40 damage for each one put into your deck. Plus you're hitting weakness against Urshifu, and you can make a proper Rapid Strike box deck here. Well, right now, you've got a lightning attacker, and whatever energy you're using to pay this Malamar's attack cost will work as a single colorless energy on Zebstrika. And if I don't need Zebstrika, it's just cards I can draw into and put back into my deck using Malamar. And if I do want to use Zebstrika, I've got a lightning type attacker sitting there ready to go. Even if I don't need a lightning type attacker, it's single energy 120. And if you're playing a Rapid Strike deck, this should generally be 1 colorless energy, 120 damage. And I've got to keep going back to colorless energy, Stage 1 Pokemon. It works beautifully. And Fine, you don't really need it as a Rapid Strike Pokemon for things like Rapid Strike Energy, but the fact that it works with Malamar actually makes me very happy. Now, the second attack I'm not going to spend much time on because I'm not taking it very seriously. Lightning, double colorless, 90 damage for every heads you can flip. You flip a coin till you get tails. No. It's way too flippy. If I just flip tails, I do no damage. Yes, I know Glimwood Tangle is in the format at the moment. No, I don't particularly care. This is not good enough. There are too many times it's going to backfire. And, I mean, look, I'll say this. I like it as an emergency attack. And I like having an emergency attack. I like having an attack which is, I am going to lose the game. I have to get a giant KO right now, or I am going to lose the game. I need to flip like 6 heads or I've lost. In that circumstance, I like this card. I like this attack. And I know it's not going to work very often, but honestly here, you use this when you're completely out of options. Now, I do need to mention very quickly the Blitzel from this particular set. Firstly, oh my goodness, look how amazing the artwork is. I am in love. Secondly, single energy. Now, this is lightning, not colorless, but single energy, and it does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which doesn't sound like much. But then you've got to remember that we've got Telescopic Sight, where if you hit a V or V max on the bench, you'll do an extra 30 damage. Also works with GXs, but they're rotating out. And we've got Persimmon, which sits on the bench and has an ability that does the same thing. No, it doesn't stack. So actually here, you can legitimately do turn 1, 70 to your opponent's bench G, X, or V, and then start rolling with Zebstrika from turn 2. And you know what? Malamar's a stage 1, Zebstrika's a stage 1. A lot of these Pokemon are stage 1s. We actually kind of really want a good turn 1 going second option. And this is a legitimate turn 1 going second option. As weird as that sounds, it's actually really good. And it's something we can actually genuinely get excited about. No, it's not going to win you a million games. Although remember, if your opponent retreats to the bench, this is 70 damage potentially. That's awesome. But I love having this attack on a basic that we're going to have to be playing anyway. You have to play Rapid Strike Blitzel. So you know what? Do it. Incidentally, you don't have to. You can evolve Zebstrika from a regular Blitzel. But for things like Malamar, etc., you need it. We've also got a new Tapu Fini coming along. We got a water Pokemon. Again, we've got that awkward 120. Rapid Strike Urshifu says hello. Again, we've got that retreat cost of 1, which is quite low. And we've got a weakness to Lightning, which is honestly fine, because Lightning is just not going to be great post-rotation, so you're okay. Maybe against an opposing them. Oh no, wait, they'll hit you for 120. Nobody cares. Maybe it'll be relevant at some point. But what we have here is a couple of attacks. And I should mention, we've gone over to Cerebi.net and the lovely Joe for our translations here. First attack, 30 damage, switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Okay. And this is very, very, very reminiscent of Tapu Fini GX, that for 1 energy did 20 damage and switched to the bench. So that's some kind of nice synergy. You're not doing much damage here, but you're a basic Pokemon. It's a single energy, so it's kind of a turn 1 attack. It will, of course, set you up to use an attack with Zebstrika the following turn. You could retreat behind a wall, something like a Lily's Pokédoll pre-rotation. I don't love this attack. You're not doing much damage. The original Tapu Fini, the GX, actually was kind of cool, but it was because at the time we had Choice Band. So what you would do is you would attach that, and then you would actually hit for 50 to an EX or a GX, which double with weakness would be 100. So against something like a Turtonator, you would actually be rocking a legitimate 2-hit KO, and that's why Tapu Fini's attack before was genuinely relevant. That's not where we are at the moment, unfortunately, so no, it's not that great. But turn 1 attack, set up Zebstrika, retreat behind a wall, there are uses for it. As for the second attack here, we've got 2 water, 1 colorless energy, 120 damage. Put an energy attached to this Pokemon into your hand. And obviously this is a Rapid Strike Pokemon. That's the entire point of what we're doing here. And you know what? I like this a lot more. Because now you can use Rapid Strike energy. Now you need a third energy on there, which is a little bit sad. But if you get an energy on there, say turn 1, then turn 2, Rapid Strike energy, go. And 120 is enough to get a KO on a Centiskorch V or a Victini V. You won't get the V maxes, but you're hitting a pretty good weakness here. So you can get some Pokemon Vs. And obviously, I said about the 120, 130, this will get all those Pokemon, like the ones we're looking at in this video, that only have 120 HP, which is kind of cool. The energy goes into your hand, but I'm thinking Rapid Strike energy here. So essentially what you do is you attach Rapid Strike, immediately attack, put it back into your hand, and you don't give your opponent the chance to use something like a Fan of Waves to get rid of it. It stays in your hand, ready to be attached to another Pokemon next turn, which basically means you get to attach it multiple times and really spread it around. In that regard, I really like it. I don't think it's a great attack because of the free energy, and it makes me sad that we're KOing Vs but not V maxes. So it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But you do get the KOs on the Vs, which is what we're looking for. And you do get to keep your energy rather than losing it if you get KO'd, which is what we're looking for. So let's go and give Tapu Fini a nice, respectable 3 Wossies. It's fine. It will do quite nicely. Zebstrika, I'm going to go ahead and give 4 Wossies, and that might even be too low. Zebstrika, I am in love with. And if I go making this dumb Malamar deck like I'm fairly sure I'm going to, I'm a little bit excited for this. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.